If you have recently decided to live a non-toxic lifestyle, then you are most likely feeling confused, anxious, and overwhelmed right now by just the sheer thought of switching over all of your conventional chemical products to non-toxic ones. It is hard to know where to start. It feels like it's going to be expensive, and it's exhausting having to make so many decisions on which products to get. I know these feelings because I have been there myself. I took the plunge into non-toxic living about 5 years ago, and let's just say that it has been a process. It didn't happen overnight, and I approached it in ways that made me feel comfortable and that felt doable, sustainable, realistic, and in many cases, cost-effective. In this video, I'm going to share those ways with you, and in the next video, I'm going to share what products that I use now for cooking my food, for cleaning my home, and for my personal care products to hopefully help you lessen decision fatigue. Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Marissa. I am a pharmacist health coach, and I am very passionate about holistic living, which means taking a whole body approach to your health and wellness. And I am very passionate about this because when I implemented it into my life, it transformed my health and my entire life. If you are unfamiliar with my story, I'm going to briefly share it with you. So 6 years ago, I was struggling with my health in a couple of areas. I was constantly bloated. I had uncontrolled and very painful acid reflux. I was about 20 pounds heavier than I am now. I experienced multiple headaches a week. I didn't have good coping tools to handle stress. I had acne on my face. I felt depressed and anxious. And I was dealing with hormonal imbalances. I had awful PMS and irregular menstrual cycles, and I had a lot of fatigue, which was connected to my thyroid. And it finally got to the point where I knew that something had to change, I had to change, and I knew that my health and my happiness depended on it. I remember saying to myself, this is not okay. I'm in my early 20s. Why am I struggling so much? And thankfully, part of my story is that I heard about health coaching. I fell in love with the idea of it and became a health coach in addition to being a pharmacist. And I was exposed to the idea of non-toxic living within the curriculum, as well as by some other people that I followed online. My light bulb moment was early on in the program. One of the instructors said something that really spoke to me, and I have never forgotten it since, which is that the body is incredibly smart, and given the right environment, it can heal itself by itself. Now, just speaking from a medical point of view, that's not always the case for everybody, but in general, this idea of the body healing itself because of an environment change was really eye-opening to me, and it really inspired me to pursue my health intentionally, to make changes, and to try to get better naturally. Medications do have their time and place, but many times they're like a Band-Aid, and they help you deal with a symptom, but not necessarily the root cause. And I like to personally take the approach of taking care of myself naturally as much as possible, and then if I need medication, then I'm grateful that it's there. Now, when I say environment, that includes the foods and beverages that we consume, the products we use on ourselves and in our home, the cookware and bakeware that we cook and bake on, the medications and supplements that we take, the books we read, the movies we watch, the music we listen to, where we live, the air we breathe, and the people that we surround ourselves with. And with the changes that I started to make, gradually I saw that I was getting better, I was making progress, and I'm still making progress. So that is a bit of my story, and I tell you guys this because what I'm about to share with you, I have lived. I didn't just read it in a book, I have experienced this up close and personal. Okay, so now let's jump into non-toxic living, or what I like to say more often is low tox living, because non-toxic means everything is 100% non-toxic, and that's just not realistic. We are living in a society that uses chemicals, promotes chemicals, and considers them to be normal. And that is harder to control. You can't control what soap a restaurant uses to clean their dishes or what's in their restrooms, but you can control what soaps that you use in your home, and your home is where you spend the majority of your life. So low tox is more realistic of a term, and it really just helps to take some of the pressure off, because it means that we are intentionally striving to make choices that are going to lower our toxic chemical exposure on a daily basis. But we don't need to freak out when we can't get it to be 100%. Now, I found that setting an intention was the easy part. Okay, I'm ready to go low tox, but now what? The overwhelm comes right after that, and it really comes into play with figuring out like where to start, feeling pressure to replace everything immediately, thinking about how much this is going to cost, and just having decision fatigue over which products to switch to. I feel like that was like the number one overwhelm part of this for me. Like, we want our products to work and to be effective. That's why we're paying money for them, but we don't want them to harm our health in the short run or in the long run. But the thing is that we have to be like so on top of things, because companies can be very sneaky and they can sneak like ingredients in and still market them to be healthy. This is actually referred to as greenwashing. A very common example of this is like you'll see something that's like clean or healthy, like marketed that way, but then like it still contains synthetic fragrance. And so that right there means it's like not a non-toxic product. So trying to sift through the marketing and then also find something that has the quality standards that you're looking for and also works the way you want it to work can be very overwhelming. And it really was for me. So what worked for me is that I did some research and I looked at various companies and products, and I just took things like one step at a time, one product at a time. The approach that I used that felt the most doable for me was the ditch and switch method. Essentially, I used up the products that I already had on hand, and as they ran out, I replaced them with a non-toxic alternative. For example, when I ran out of dish soap, I replaced it. When I ran out of laundry detergent, I replaced it. When I ran out of body lotion, I replaced it, and so on and so forth. And doing it this way really helped me spread out my purchases. I was not wasting money because, I was already using up what I already had on hand before buying something new. And this also gave me a lot more time to research different products, different companies. The only thing that I didn't do this for was actually my household cleaner, because I just couldn't use it without getting migraines, just like the scent of it. And I was just so happy to throw that one product away. As to where to start, I would say that that's an individual decision. What feels right for you, and whatever feels right for you is the right place for you to start. For example, if you are struggling with your skin, then switching out your laundry detergent, your skincare, your makeup, and your hair care is maybe where you would like to start. If you are experiencing headaches and migraines like I was, then switching out your perfume, your cologne, air fresheners, cleaners, detergents, and candles is maybe where you would like to start. And just pick one of them. You don't have to do them all at once unless you see a better price at buying a bunch of products in like a bundle, or if there's a sale or something. And sometimes, and this is what happened for me, is that you can actually just buy a couple of products that you could use to replace many products all at once. And that's what I did. I bought a bundle of essential oils as well as a different household cleaner. The oils have so many uses, and just buying that one bundle allowed me to ditch and switch so many of my products at once. And I used those oils in place of candles and air fresheners and perfume and dryer sheets. And what was really cool is that they also helped me with my health. So my skin, my stress, my sleep, my digestion. So a lot of the things that I was struggling with, like, it was able to help me in those ways as well. And the cleaner that I switched over to is an all-purpose cleaner. So I was able to switch out almost every cleaner that I had under my bathroom sink, which was great. And so it just worked out that way, and I liked it that way because it was way more affordable for me. So what I would recommend is just ask yourself what feels like the best place to get started and go with your gut. Also, if there's a product that you just love and like the idea of getting rid of it just like makes you very angry and frustrated and upset, I understand. I have been there. For me, that was my hair care. I did eventually switch it out, but I waited a long time to do it. And it was like not the easiest transition, trying to find something that worked for what I was looking for. Again, we're going into like an intentional like low tox living lifestyle, which means that you're just lowering your exposure to toxic chemicals in your everyday life. That doesn't mean that we are trying to be a purist here or go for 100% non-toxic. So like take the pressure off. It's okay. Again, we're just lowering our toxic exposure on a daily basis. And you might find like over time that you're like, okay, I am ready to tackle this. Like I was with my hair care, like shampoo, conditioner, all the products. And eventually I got there, and I'm very happy now, like with where I'm at. And I'm very happy that I did switch over to the products that I'm using now. But like at the time I was like, nope, you can't make me, I'm not doing it. So anyways, it's a process. Give yourself some grace, and like we're just doing the best we can. Okay, so now I want to mention a couple of things that I recommend not doing. So one, don't throw everything in your house away all at the same time. The more that you get into low tox living and non-toxic living, the more you will find products in your home that contain toxic chemicals, but which is really like, oh my gosh, very eye-opening. But replacing everything at the exact same time is very expensive and time consuming and overwhelming. Number two is do not go into debt trying to live a low tox or non-toxic lifestyle. Debt is never worth it. Your financial health matters too. Some products, depending on what you were using prior to switching them out, will be more expensive than what you used to use, but some will actually be more affordable, especially in the long run. So start with the more affordable ones. And there is a way to do this affordably, and that's what I personally opted for, especially when I was just getting started. As you progress with this month after month, you will gradually switch over your products. Another thing that you can do is take a look at where you are currently spending your money and see if there are places where you can cut down on your spending so that you can reallocate that money to buy the non-toxic products that you want. You can also save money, a certain amount from each paycheck in order to save up to buy the new products that you want. So at the end of the day, it's about what you value and what's most important to you. Number four is don't compare your journey to someone else's. You want to stay focused on you and stay in your lane. Put the blinders on. This is important because you have no idea what's going on in someone's life, especially like on social media, and you don't actually like know them like personally in real life. And you don't know what health problems they dealt with. You don't know their financial situation. You don't know like what like motivated them to go in this direction. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you are just getting started, to see someone who's like already like 6 years down the road of this, you're gonna be like, whoa, that's like a lot. Like, what can I even do that? I don't even know. But when you're just getting started, you're like, okay, I'm looking for like one swap here. And that's okay. Like just start with the one. And then I found that it was actually fun. Like, don't get me wrong. It was nerve-wracking and overwhelming in the beginning, but then it became fun. There was like this shift happen, and it was fun to learn more. It was empowering to know that I have way more control over my health than I originally thought. It was fun to feel better, and it feels good to feel good. And I met a lot of great like-minded people because of it. If you are someone who thrives on a plan, then you can plan this out, but you don't have to. I personally did. It just kind of worked out that way. The majority of the products that I use come from one company. Their products are clean, they work really well, many are highly concentrated, so they last me a long time, which makes them more affordable, and they have strict quality standards, so they're like the easy button for me, and they have a monthly loyalty rewards program, so each month when I order, I can try something new or restock on something. So like, for example, I don't need to buy laundry detergent every single month, but one month I buy laundry detergent. Maybe the next month I'm buying dish soap and dishwasher tablets. Maybe another month I'm buying, body lotion and more essential oils, and so on and so forth. So essentially I just buy what I need for the month or what I want to restock or try. And then like gradually over time, like I just accumulated more and more products. And then something that helped me to save more money is that I earned rewards with each monthly order, which build up, and then I can use those to get more products and supplements, and then all I pay for is shipping. And then I also get like free products with each order, depending on how much I spend. And so like for me, when I just got started, I just set myself a budget for the month, and I would basically be like about $100, and I just stayed there for many years, and that felt comfortable for me. So that's just my personal example of what worked well for me. Over time, month by month, I stocked my home with non-toxic products, and I can say now, looking back, that I am so grateful that I made those choices, and my health continues to reap the benefits from them today. So I feel confident saying that your future self is going to be really thankful for you starting to make healthy, intentional choices now. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for this video. If you are ready to take the plunge and make a shift and would like some guidance, then make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. I share on holistic living, food, nutrition, lifestyle tips, products I buy, and what has helped me with improving my health. In my next video, as I mentioned before, I'm going to share a full list of what products I use in my kitchen, in my home, and on my body. But until then, I would love for you to comment down below what you want your first non-toxic swap to be, or maybe your next non-toxic swap to be. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Stay well, my friends. Bye.